It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for Star League Season 2. I'm Wolf. With me is Moonglade. Everybody's got to take a step back and get back focused on the pro scene. I know everyone's excited about Legacy of the Void, but we're still here in Heart of the Swarm.
Still a long way to go. With the simply put, the Heart of the Swarm. You know, we're here all year before we jump into that Legacy of the Void. Obviously, everyone enjoying that beta right now. Even you and me.
Yeah.
Playing it all day today so far, but no, we're back to the real stuff. You know, Leenock versus Flash to start things off today. It's a big match. Yeah. Very important for both players, and it's going to be the closest we have today as well.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be the closest one, the biggest one. So get out there and spread the word, because Flash versus Leenock, I think, might even go the distance. I mean, compared to the other matches we have today that look to be a bit one-sided. We're in Challenger here still, so the Star League hasn't actually really started. This is just kind of like who's getting into this.
Kind of like still the prelims. It's the Challenger sort of side of things. So we're still like weeding out all the weak players until we get that solid round of 16. And today, I mean, we got that Leenock versus Flash to start things off. That's like the closest we're going to have. Then it's, I believe it's Hurricane against a Zerg player, Rogue. And then we've got Symbol versus... God, why am I forgetting this one now? Hero, that's right. That's right, yeah. Yeah, I forgot for a second that too. We were looking at him just before the match started, but yeah. Some pretty one-sided those last two games, but, you know, upsets can happen, and we don't know exactly where these players are at. We did see actually a lot of Hero... in the qualifier, we did that qualifier day.
Oh, God, he was just, like, looking way better than everybody who touched him.
Yeah, granted, he wasn't playing against the best players then either, but it should be a pretty one-sided match unless Symbol can really pull something out.
Yeah, I mean, Symbol's been trying to be a little bit more creative. He's tried, like, some proxy hatch builds. He's been doing some Nidus play recently. Like, he very much has accepted that he's a bit behind some of these other pros, and he knows, like, how to cheese it. But you know, I'm actually kind of surprised that Symbol made it through. We commentated a little bit of his stuff. We followed his run through the qualifiers, and he made it. And he's been fielded a little bit more often on Jin Air. So I'm wondering, maybe does he actually come out and show us some good games? I don't think anyone's expecting him to win here, but can he look good against Hero?
Maybe. I mean, his style is pretty, I guess, transparent compared to a lot of the other players too. Like, he plays a little unorthodox. He plays very roach heavy and whatnot, kind of similar to like Hyun. Yeah, and one of his old teammates. They play very similar in the same sort of mindsets, which I think for someone like Hero is going to be pretty easy to deal with.
It's somewhat predictable, right? Yeah. Symbol's the type of player, like, you're not going to get caught off guard by, like, Roach Burrow movement. You're going to expect him to do something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And the current meta for Protoss against Zerg at this point is just mass Stalkers and a lot of force fields. And we'll see if Hero wants to go down that path. I think he will. He loves his Blink Stalkers as it is. And now, with this current trend, it's just so strong, it just destroys anything like Roach Hydra, and mainly just Roach. And if we're going to see Burrowed Roach from Symbol, it's just going to be a Shrekkening, man. Yeah,
well, I mean, at this point, Process have kind of just figured out that Hydralisks are beatable by gateway units, and, of course, an Immortal mixed in. If you have good enough force fields, if you have those good upgrades, if you have the +2, eventually you're just going to wear those Hydralisks down because they don't have a lot of hit points.
Yeah, I mean, it's all you need is force fields. Good force fields, and you can beat Hydras. And that's silly. It was like everyone, up until this current point, like, thought Hydras were a great unit to kind of counter against these gateway units. It just isn't the case, and when we finally get to see like these perfect force fields at Parting, kind of showed everyone in their GSL Grand Finals.
Yep. Well, guys, if you're looking at this right now, if it looks pretty familiar, well, it should, because this is the same prize pool that we had for the original Star League. 40 million won, around 40,000 USD for first. Second gets 10, and we've got 2,000 points for the winner, just like last season, and 1,250 for second place. Challenger League is going to be best of 5, and then from the round of 16, we're going to have that dual tournament, a.k.a. groups. And then best of 5s for the round of 8 and best of 7s for the round of 4 and the finals.
Man, it's a lot of games. Round of 4, always fantastic. Season 1 round of 4 was probably the highlight, I'd have to say, of the tournament when we saw Life versus Dream and the other match. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we got Cactus Valley in the map pool.
I didn't even know what that is.
I don't either. That may be from the beta, actually. I'm not actually sure. Bonnie Research Station is being added. I love that map. Expedition Lost as well. I'm guessing that I'm not actually sure about Cactus Valley, to be honest. It says LE, which makes me believe that that's not actually like a Kespa map. It's actually a ladder map.
Ladder edition, I guess it should be, right?
But I'm not familiar with this map, so we're gonna have to, I guess, kind of figure that one out.
Yeah, I haven't actually read the ladder maps of the beta. Maybe that is from there.
So looking at our players that we have, we can see the Pro League seeds, Innovation, Zest, Lucera, and Cure. The Star League seeds, Leenock, Rogue, Deer, and Super. We have only one global seed this time, just like last time, and it is Max Said from China. I'm really excited to see how well this guy's going to do.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of like talk on the forums and whatnot about, oh, why do they pick Chinese players every time? A ton of players are invited. A ton of players. Of course, none of that is public, but not everyone can attend.
Yeah.
So, like, don't think that, here at the Star League, we're just inviting Chinese players. We're asking people from all over the world.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people did get asked, and a lot of them said no, like, they can't, or it conflicts with the schedule. Obviously, WCS going on this weekend as well. Like, clearly, not everyone wants to, make the trip out here, but Max said, he lives in China, not very far away, not a big commitment for him. So, why not?
Exactly. Maxa is such a great player from China. In my opinion, I think he's the best Chinese player. I also think that he personifies Chinese playstyles so much. Check this out. We got our WCS rankings up here. That's pretty cool.
That is cool. Look at that. Look at that top 8. That is a sick top 8.
Oh my god. Life. Every single player belongs there.
Every single one, man. Innovation at number 8. Life number 1. Mario Hero, Potting Dream. You couldn't pick a better top 8, to be honest. Like, even if you tried in the current way of things today.
Yeah.
You even see like Sulky, and Doc, not far behind either.
Yeah, even MMA is in the runnings for this, and Fantasy bringing up the rear. So,
wow.
There's a bit of some surprising names in there, but
very early days though. We'll wait till the end of the year and see exactly where everyone ends up. I'd be surprised if Fantasy's still around that top 20 by then.
Yeah, he really needs to step it up if he's going to be sticking around. So for Challenger, we're going to have matches a little bit differently than last time. We're going to have it Thursday and Friday. 3 matches on the 2nd and 3rd, and then the last matches, of course, are going to be done on the 9th and 10th. So 3 best-of-5s, exactly what you've come to expect from Challenge. And we only have 4 Terrans in this league: Innovation, Cure, Byung, and Flash.
Yeah, the Zergs actually did surprisingly well this time. I definitely thought Terrans would do a lot better than they did, and obviously Protoss leading the way with 11 players this time. Damn.
Yeah, and the Zergs that we've got in here, we've got nothing but 6 Zergs in this tournament. There are a few Zergs missing that you might be like, oh my god, where's Life? Well, he's already in Star League. He's not actually in Challenge.
It's so good. He's so fine. Yeah, I guess the surprising ones for me in terms of Zerg is definitely Symbol and Hyun. Yeah, they're great players. They've done great things in the past, but they're just not in the same caliber as the other Zergs, in my opinion. But I could be very wrong. They did make it through this qualifier.
Yeah, Sulky as well. A lot of people were kind of surprised he was able to make it through, but he had a great qualifier run. He looked really strong. Qualifiers are qualifiers, but he had a solid run.
He's got quite a match ahead of him, too, up against Cure. My god, that's going to be a rough one. Symbol versus Hero today, obviously. Where's Hyun again? Who is he up against?
Hyun is going up against Lucera in his ZBZ.
That's right.
That's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. That's going to be, by the looks of it, next. Oh, it's going to be in a while away, I guess.
Yeah, 2 of my favorite Zerg players, especially from the past, going up against each other, so I'll be sad either way because one of them's not moving on.
Well, I'm hoping Lucera can do it because I feel like that guy has a lot more potential at this point. Yeah, I could be wrong.
It's kind of funny how it's a ZVZ because that matchup can just go all sorts of crazy.
It can, man. It's a dangerous matchup, one of the most volatile, and one wrong slip-up, one lucky Baneling hit, everything can change for a player.
Well, Moonglade, you are the Zerg expert, and today we've got a Zerg in every matchup. Leenock versus Flash to start things off.
That's Christmas right there, man. I think this is going to be a very close match. Leenock has been doing pretty well this year, kind of been slipping in the most recent weeks. And Flash, he went through one of the biggest slumps, but he did win his last Pro League match against Deer, so that's something. I'm not convinced that he's back in full form or anything like that. I definitely think Leenock has a great shot at taking him down today.
Yeah, and this is a big, important moment for Flash right now because he's basically looked, fairly weak in most of his televised matches. A lot of fans are disappointed with his performance. And to fall out of this league and not be in the GSL on top of everything else, it's just like, he's got to win today, right?
Yeah, or he's kind of receding back into that slump, I'd have to say. He's just going to have nothing to practice for. He's going to only have Pro League, and he's kind of been letting down the team a lot in Pro League.
Yeah, he certainly has. Well, check out some of the recent results here for Leenock. Made it to the round of 8 last season. Very impressive. Made it to the round of 4 in DreamHack Valencia. Bucharest, only round of 16, but winning Stockholm. This guy has had some pretty great global results recently.
Yeah, he's definitely had lots of ups and lots of downs. He's always been a very strong contender for the, since the start of Wings of Liberty. He's always been there. And today, with that fantastic purple hair, I think he's got a great shot.
That he does. Well, Flash, you're not going to find a ton of great results from this guy in recent times. I would argue his really most impressive run he had recently, which isn't even that recently, was getting second at Home Story Cup X, or 10, I guess I should say. But
yeah, I mean, I got losing to Potting, right?
Yeah.
Of all people. Yeah, that's been a while since then, for sure. You know, since then he's gone through, I guess, his own sort of hell, you know, in the biggest slump of all. And only recently, you know, getting his feet back on ground and then beating Deer in that last Pro League match. But even then, Deer didn't play the best of games.
Yeah. We saw that Flash lost in Challenger last season of Star League, actually, to Life 03.
That was probably the worst time.
That was the beginning of his slump, right? That was like right when it was like, oh my god.
Life put him into that slump, you know, like Life really messed him up just with mass mutas alone.
That was a
weird,
nasty series. I remember you were casting out with Valdez, and I was just watching in the studio, and
I was
like,
pulling my hair
god,
out, man. Like, this guy like died to mutas. He didn't make a single Thor. Like, this is like this point in time where I couldn't believe Flash played that badly and made so many bad decisions.
That was a rough night.
He could repeat it this time too, man. He's up against a Zerg, a very tricky Zerg that loves mutelisks as well.
He loves his Baneling landmines as well.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be careful.
Trouble.
You got to scan a lot.
Oh, my goodness. This could get really nasty.
Looking
at these stats, I'm not exactly sure what this is all about, Wolf. We didn't really
talk about it too much.
Doesn't matter, man.
Just not a lot of information to go off of it in this stat pool. Like,
yeah, it's pretty limited. But here we go. This is a map pool. We've got King Sejong, Deadwing, Overgrowth, Expedition, and Merry-Go-Round. So not a bad map to start things off with for, I guess, either player. King Sejong, one of the more balanced ones.
Yeah, and in the bans here, you can see that Cactus Valley was banned by Flash. I think we're going to see Cactus Valley probably banned in every single Challenger match, simply because it's a map that people haven't really practiced.
You know, what if like the players turned up today and like they didn't even know that this map exists, and they're like, what? And when they veto it, they're like, well, we don't even know what the hell this is.
Yeah, you know, it's possible.
It actually is possible.
I don't think the maps were announced until today, at least not publicly, because I didn't know that Cactus Valley was in the pool. So
no, I had no idea.
Well, it's really unfortunate because if you actually ban second, it's like you either have to ban a map that's good for Zerg, or you have to play on Cactus Valley, which you may not know. Like,
yeah, exactly, right? It could be a big problem.
And the thing is, as this trend continues of one of the players banning Cactus Valley, like, we're not going to learn it really either. I don't even think it. I want to say it might be in the Legacy pool, but I can't even remember, to be honest with you.
No, I am not sure. Well, I think after this cast, we're going to have to go home and see if we can find it in the arcade and actually load it up and see what this is all about.
Yeah, that we definitely will, Moonglade. Well, it's not going to be in this first specified, that is for sure. These two players looking ready. They're in the lobby. It's all set up. The first map is going to be King Sejong Station as we jump into the Challenger here for Season 2 of Star League. I'm Wolf. With me is Moonglade. And I think it's time to get things started. Jumping into game number 1 right now.
Down here in the bottom right, we do have Leenock.
Leenock. Such a great Zerg player. And up to the top left, the god of RTS, Flash. That's his reputation, but he's not been living up to it recently.
Not for a while now, Wolf.
Yeah.
I don't know what we'd call him these days. Maybe just Flash. Maybe a broken man.
It's always tough when you're going through a slump, though, you know, because you start to question yourself. You start to question your career and
your life.
Yeah, and you know, like, let's be real for a second. Like, let's be really real. Flash's career and his reputation is actually built on a completely different game. And I'm not talking about Wings of Liberty. I'm talking about Starcraft 1 Brood War. Like,
yeah.
That was how he built his career and his life. And, you know, maybe, you know, he's even questioning, like, God, you know, I don't even want to play this game. I wish I was still playing StarCraft 1. You know,
you could be thinking, man, like, I wish I was back streaming in Africa, you know, making all the money from stream viewers and balloons and whatnot.
Yeah.
Just like Bisu and all those guys are doing right now.
Yeah, Bisu, to put this into perspective, guys, Bisu is making thousands of dollars a day on that streaming. And this is, like, public because you could see the balloons and stuff. Like, this is no secret.
Yeah. No, I believe it, man. Definitely probably something he considered. So
for sure.
He's definitely stuck with KT and with this game for now.
There are, somewhat of a resurgence of StarCraft 1 Star Leagues as well, with the Spenu Star League that's
There's
going
actually
on.
a lot of money in that these days.
Yeah.
Haven't seen the success from the like BISO and the like though. I've seen some, I guess, newer blood. No, actually, I don't even know. I haven't followed it completely, but it was definitely the person that won it was someone that I didn't know.
Sock, who's like not actually that famous,
right? Yeah,
in StarCraft 1. He was somewhat famous, but not. He was not like a Jaedong or a Flash character by any means, or even a Stats at that point.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see a CC first here from Flash.
Not too much of a surprise from Flash. He loves to be greedy. He loves his big, heavy macro builds, and I'm pretty sure Leenock would be expecting something like this to begin things off.
Yeah, I think so. And Flash does scout, does see the pool is up, so it's not going to be like a double hatch 4 pool, which is pretty rare in this matchup, but Leenock has done it before.
I think definitely if the Zerg can get like a great scout off with an Overlord first, perhaps on a smaller map by spawn, like Catalina. We've seen Life do it, especially, where you see it early enough, you can go for that 2 hatch before pool. But, I mean, if you're doing a blind, then that is one massive risk, because if they open Reaper, then you just die.
Yeah. By the way, 10 Lings on the way with speed, and he's still mining gas. We might see like a Baneling bust or something here, or Roaches perhaps.
I think we might very well see that, Wolf. He's planning to be very aggressive, constantly making Zerglings. Maybe he's like convinced that Flash will just not scout again until he's like ready to move out.
There's the Baneling nest.
Yeah, and you know what? If he doesn't wall this off, he could just kill him with Zerglings. If he had like 20 Lings, just run and surround that bunker, he would kill him. There's only 2 Marines out. And he's only going to stay with 2 Marines as well. So this is a 1 weak bunker.
Oh boy, and he just no scout, no Reaper whatsoever. Obviously, with this opening, you don't have a Reaper. He doesn't send a Marine out to check.
Not even an SCV. He could have kept that SCV out there to see when the 3rd base is going down, or how many drones are at the natural. Any Lings like coming across the map.
Deader than dead right now.
He looks like a robot, and Leenock knows the programming.
Yeah, he's like actually just about to turn. He's just about to
3rd CC. 3rd CC just went down.
3rd CC.
Running these slow Lings up. He's like, you know what? I'm going to surround this. You're not going to be able to repair it. And you're going to die right now, LOL.
Keep a close eye on Flash's face here.
Oh, man.
Speed finishes. He doesn't even need Banelings.
Come down to die.
Doesn't need any Banelings right now.
There's no supply at the top to block it either.
No, not even a tight wall.
He doesn't even need Banelings right now.
Well, this is going to be the end. I mean, yeah, some Hellions will pop out, but they should be surrounded right away.
He runs up. He's like, oh, wait, there's no supplies?
Well, this is one-sided.
This is, well,
there you go.
Flash going to be dropping the ball game 1, or maybe Leenock just knows Flash's style just a little too well.
It was a great read on Flash's style and how he likes to open on this map. Just from the beginning, even you said, this is nothing out of the ordinary to see Flash go for a fast CC first. GG.
GG. Wow.
If you want to put the technical term of what we just saw there, it's like we saw GG there at the end, but that was not a GG. That was not a good game.
That was a BG, man. No, that was a G. That was 1 G.
That was just G.
It was a game, and that was it. Not good, not bad. It was
I would not have faulted Flash for just typing G and leaving the game.
Well, I'm sure Casper would have, but hey. Luckily for him, he's got 2 more losses before he's eliminated. He's going to have to rethink his style if Leenock's going to be doing that kind of stuff. I don't know what else Flash has prepared today, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a CC first for the next map as well.
Yeah, the next map is going to be Deadwing. So
if you want to, right?
Yeah, if you want to see, if you want to punch CC first, it can be a little bit tougher to do that, than what we saw Leenock just do. But Nidus play we've seen in the past.
I mean, if we're gonna see Flash do the same thing, having exposed bunker and a 3rd CC next to that bunker, we could definitely see the same strat again, and it would kill him again.
In StarCraft 1, there were a lot of maps where, even though the rush distance is somewhat small, I guess not Destination, but maps like Destination, where you're a player like Flash, you can